Hello, you are listening to the Tiny Vet Podcast with me, veterinarian Nicole, Sue, and my comedian partner,
Jez Watts. My first comedy special is pretty much done. After what's been, hey, yeah, that shouldn't be your reaction. You should be like, woo! After what's been a very long post-production process. I've been incredibly lucky to have Adelaide's Tim Witt do a great job on the sound mix and mastering, and Melbourne's Ben Erickson to do excellent work on the edit. And I'm about to approach a distributor, so please go and subscribe to my YouTube now in anticipation of its release so that you may learn many crude and explicit details about Nicole and my sex life and also some other stuff. I feel like there's a lot of stuff on reviewing it. I'm like, wow, so much of this is just about us banging or not or whatever.
Interesting.
It really did on review. It sort of reminded me of one time you brought a bunch of co-workers to see.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if I think I was doing like a split show, but like it was like half an hour or whatever. And I think it was. You had to field some questions after the fact.
I did. Yep. That happens.
Anyway, thank you for that.
That's okay.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today, my love?
It's a bit out there. We're talking about feather destructive behavior.
Feather disruptive? Destructive. Like, so birds pulling out their own feathers or other birds' feathers?
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Good job.
I got one.
Good job.
In approximately 80 episodes, I guessed correctly what the subject was based on what you already told me it was. Normally, I'm confused for a while.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. And I assume this is usually like acting out from stress, right?
No, so that is...
Well, all right. I can't get them all.
Idiot. Well, no, that's why I wrote this one, because that is such a common misconception.
Okay.
Where they're going, he's feather plucking, which is the more common name for it. It's because he's stressed, or it's because he doesn't have enough enrichment, or some behavioral or psychological thing. When really a behavioral or psychological diagnosis for feather destructive behavior is one of exclusion.
Okay.
So that means for me to say, yes, this is the cause of it, I have to exclude everything else.
Yeah, okay.
So illnesses, infection, organ dysfunction, genetics, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Hormones.
But it's sort of all these things that you can codify, I guess. And you go, okay, well, these are all things that we can explicitly prove.
Kind of.
And then at the end we go, okay, I guess he's stressed out if it was none of those things. Yeah. Pretty much.
So it's a huge process to reach a definitive diagnosis.
Yeah, cool.
For feather destructive behavior.
But in your, let's say, subjective memory of it, like how often does it actually turn out to be that?
To be psychological?
Stress.
Actually, not that often.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
The number one cause? Poor diet.
Oh.
So malnutrition, hypovitaminosis.
Like eat whatever's in the feathers? Like,
no, not really.
I need more feather protein.
Well, could be as well. So you're not getting enough, protein or stuff. But so, for example, like high fat diets can be pro-inflammatory.
Okay, right.
So it might then be like they get itchy or something, and then they start to self-mutilate.
Okay.
Other things as well. So lack of essential amino acids or hypovitaminosis can affect feather growth, making the feather abnormal.
Oh, so it's sitting weird in their skin.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to pull it out. Yeah.
Oh,
or sometimes, they preen themselves and they see an abnormal feather, you pull it out because then a new feather will grow and hopefully that feather will be normal.
Right. Yeah.
But if they're chronically,
they've got
malnourished, exactly, the new feather's going to grow up probably worse.
Wow, okay.
And then it turns into this cycle where then they start pulling these feathers.
Yeah, okay.
So poor diet. By far and away.
I think I naturally go towards assuming it's stress from being your partner for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I have to. Actually, you're better about it now, but I mean, man, I could not imagine the number of times over the last 12 years I have said, hey, please stop pulling your hair out right now. I do. Of it. It's like a subconscious thing.
I do tell people, I'm like a feather plucking parrot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least, you're never eating it. So
no.
It's like...
well, they don't necessarily eat it. They might chew it up and stuff, but they don't always
okay.
eat. They don't
Interesting.
eat them. So another one that is related to diet is liver disease.
Yeah.
So the liver actually produces a lot of the pigments that go into feathers. And of course, it's really important for protein metabolism and synthesis and stuff like that.
Okay.
But often in birds, you get fatty liver disease.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's what
you had.
That's what I was had pre that. That's why I had to stop drinking.
Poor diets are usually high in seed, and seeds high in fat, and low in a lot of vitamins, minerals, other things like that.
Do birds ever drink booze? Do they like booze?
They do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, this is not a happy thing.
Oh, I think
had
it's cool.
to be like, you can't let him do that, man.
Nah, come on, give him a shot.
So many things I'm gonna be like, you need to stop feeding him potato chips. You need to stop smoking around him. You need to
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it can be really difficult.
Yeah, and especially don't smoke weed if he's eating potato chips.
Oh God. Can you imagine?
I can. Yeah, I can actually I can remember a specific bird a friend had.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
I
was getting a lot
remember
of
that
secondhand
bird.
weed smoke and definitely was eating a lot of potato chips.
So funny.
And definitely was a very fat bird.
Yeah.
I believe you saw at one
Yep,
point.
I did see that bird. Oh my God. So other causes, viral disease. So there is literally a feather virus. It's called cytosine beacon feather disease.
Okay.
And essentially it starts to cause abnormal growth of the feathers, the beak, the nails, and eventually it becomes more and more dystrophic.
And then so they'll just keep pulling it out.
Exactly. Or, they don't grow properly, the feathers fall out, that kind of stuff. So that's another one.
Okay.
Toxins and heavy metals.
Yep.
So birds, especially parrots, they do put everything in their mouths. And parrots, because they've got strong beaks, they can break objects off and swallow them, whether accidentally or not.
Yeah.
So heavy metal toxicity, pretty common in parrots.
Yeah, okay.
So that's something else you got to roll out. And also reproductive overactivity.
Okay.
So when birds start to, kind of go into breeding season and stuff like that, they preen.
Oh, yeah, they want to look pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then they can eventually go to like over preening and then become feather destructive behavior, or it can be frustration.
Yeah.
As well. And then that can then lead into it. But,
I can relate, yeah.
Frustration. Yes, it's behavioral. However, there is still the root in excessive reproductive hormones.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because our pet birds are exposed to a much longer day length. So how do pet birds know when it is winter and when it's spring? Because the days get longer.
Yeah.
The pineal gland kind of records how many hours of light we get in a day, or they get in a day.
So if they're inside with human lighting and stuff, it's going to mess up.
Exactly, because we have lights on 18 hours a day.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a very common...
I worry about that with the rabbits from time to time. Yeah.
All right. But for birds...
No, they live a great life. But no, yeah, occasionally I'm heading out because we have very different schedules, you and I.
Yeah.
So it's like between us, it's like the majority of the 24-hour period is covered in light sources here. So yeah, there are times where I'm like, I'm just going to make sure to turn everything off as I'm leaving if you're not.
Yeah, but also
just to give them like 1 hour of actual darkness.
But also like, I think at 2 p.m. bunny nap time, and they'll just both be like completely passed out.
Yeah. No, I mean, they honestly live great lives.
So day length is something a lot of people forget about with our companion parrots. And it can just grossly upregulate their reproductive system because they think it's spring all the time.
Yeah.
And then that, plus if they're getting a poor diet, they've got excess caloric reserve, so they're going, oh my God, gotta make more parrots.
And what if you like aimed a magnet at their head? Would that help or hurt? Because they have magnets in their head, right?
Pigeons.
I thought all birds do.
No, pigeons.
I thought all birds had magnets.
No.
Oh,
well,
all right.
not all birds. There's some
I thought I was clever.
There's some birds that stick to a specific region. Not all birds, migrate or fly long distances.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but I guess I don't think we've examined every single bird in the world to be like, magnet or no magnet.
If anyone would have done that, I would have think it's you.
Hey. Hey.
You would have kissed every bird in the world.
Hey. Well, sometimes you want to know what they smell like.
Yes.
So working up feather destructive behavior, it's always a workup.
Yeah, okay.
And the first step I always do is do a full husbandry review.
Okay.
So it really...
Yeah. What's his job? Are you proud of him?
Yes.
Did the couples therapist say a bunch of mean stuff about him?
Yeah, is he sad because of that?
No, it's fine. By the end of the therapy session, she was like, actually, this is fine.
But yeah, full, and that it may take 6 to 12 months to fix.
Yeah.
Because it might be, taking care of, their diet. And if the bird's used to seed, it can take them a really long time to be like...
To accept
I'll
a
eat the
balanced
healthy
diet.
stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a long time. The daylight as well. That means I'm going, all right, now you've got to, go and get this blackout curtain material and this and
Right.
that. It might involve a whole enclosure change.
Yeah, okay.
But that is often the first thing to go through.
Yeah, so it's like a whole environmental workup.
Mm-hmm. And then, yes,
it's hard work.
It is hard work. And,
Yeah.
If they don't get enough stimulation, then that's something we put in as well. The good thing is that we can do the initial steps of a diagnostic workup at the same time.
Okay.
So the initial steps would be to do a comprehensive blood panel. So we're doing CBC, which is
From ER?
Yeah.
CBC. Wait, are you saying what
yeah.
is it?
Jez, what's a CBC?
Oh, listen, I know CBC and Chem7 is a thing that you order when someone comes into the ER if you're George Clooney. That's all I know.
Complete blood count.
Yeah, all right. I honestly did not know until now.
Really?
Yes.
My God. You do biochemistry as well.
Yeah, cool.
And electrolytes and other things like that. So you hopefully can pick up on some stuff there. I often do x-rays as well because then I can evaluate the heart and the liver shadow or anything else that's going on in there. And I can see. And, we might, depending on how complex the case is, then start going down onto, weirder diagnostic pathways. You can test for viruses and all that kind of thing as well. But the list is so long for a diagnostic workup. And the main thing is once you've done all that, then that's when we go, okay, it's behavioral. We've ruled everything else out.
Yeah.
And that's when we go, all right, we're doing behavioral modification medications.
How long does it take to go through all those things?
Months.
Oh, wow. That
It's
sucks,
huge.
man.
Like, look, sometimes we get the answer really quickly. So there was
Well,
one.
I guess if it is one of those things.
Exactly. So there was one bird that I saw. He wasn't feather plucking, but he was just not quite right. And on the
what?
he was ataxic, so he was a bit neurological, like he wasn't coordinated and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it was fairly mild, and he was a young bird, so I was like, oh, is he just learning or that? But I worked it out based on the husbandry review. It was heavy metal toxicity.
What what had caused that?
So Ona bought cheap metallic toys.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And then some things are like cage bars, and I said galvanized.
I had assumed maybe
and if
that.
they use zinc, they can actually get zinc toxicities as well.
Yeah.
So that one I figured out
Yeah.
pretty early on, and I still did a blood panel to make sure I wasn't missing anything to rule out other things.
Okay.
But yeah, we removed that, and then he was fine.
Okay, right.
So sometimes we get the answer really early, but I do warn people in the beginning if you're going, all right, we're going to commit to this workup.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
At what point we can stop.
Exactly, because if I knew, we wouldn't have to do the workup, would we?
Yes, of course. Okay.
So, things like, psychiatric medications, collars to stop them from picking themselves, that's a Band-Aid solution if you haven't done the workup.
Yeah.
And look, sometimes
Is that like a dog cone style thing?
Similar,
Yeah.
yeah. But, sometimes they are mutilating themselves so badly that you have to do that while you're doing it, like they've got open wounds.
Yeah.
But it's really important to know that we always have to go through that workup.
Yeah. Okay.
Very, very complex condition, complex syndrome.
All right. And so this is us getting ready to start our workup on you for your hair plucking.
Hey.
Yeah, maybe you're eating too much hay.
Probably. I did a house call a while ago, and I rocked up, and they're like, you got hay all over your hair? Oh, thank you. I thought I got rid of it, but I guess I didn't.
Yes, I'm the only person in our house that makes the bed, and literally every time I make the bed, I have to remove hay from it. Which, now that I think about it, maybe this is the cause of my skin irritation.
Yeah, actually, that makes way more sense.
Tiny Vet Podcast is independently produced.
To support us, go to patreon.com/tinyvetpod. Please like and subscribe. Hug your